This is the Dope Black Dad podcast. My name is Marvin Harrison. Who else is here?
Lawrence Larty in the house.
Black Jesus.
Simone Pound. I was like gonna try to put some bass.
What?
Simone Pound.
There's nowhere to go from there apart from even more wacky. Like this is like for like a card.
What's a serious question to ask Simone? What makes you a dope black dad, Simone?
Yeah, how many dope black dads have you dated?
You brought here just to put one glass.
Hey,
she's like from the dark skin ones to the light skin ones.
I've dated one dope black dad.
have you?
What, in our group?
No, I don't know if he's in the group.
Okay. Anyway, so I just realized like, okay. So yeah, that's what's happened. It's none of my business. But, yeah.
Moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
So what's been going on, Darwin? How have you been?
I've been really good.
I like this leather cotton situation going on.
It's my son's.
I did say I did like it actually. It's really nice.
Are you just taking your son's clothes?
He didn't want it.
Oh, he didn't want it? That's fine.
Yeah, I gave him some sick Adidas jumper about 2 years ago. And like he's got this thing where they wear it once, these youths, like, and he's like, I can't wear that again, I bust it already. And I'm like, alright, well, can I have it back?
I saw those the Biggie socks.
Yeah, hey. No, I didn't get that. That's him.
Okay, that's
my
him.
Boy's got swag, I can't even deny.
Yeah, I like those.
How you been, Lawrence? What's been going on?
Good. Yeah, my son is a month now.
Man,
It's changing every single day.
time has gone so fast.
And it's cool, yeah. But
Who does he look like?
me.
Yeah.
But, Maya's started to.
Emerge.
She's not as welcoming as she initially was. So she's
Wow.
like, cool. Just pushing him the other day. It's like, so everyone's sort of trying to work out and figure out their place. But he's cool. It's nice. It feels nice. It feels different having a son.
Nice.
That's crazy. How you doing, Simone? What's going on? Apart from dating everyone in Dope Black Dads, what's going on? I'm just laying charge at your door.
I'm good, thank you very much.
They'll just message me after they've seen this and they'll tell me. So
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm very well.
why are you giving me professional? I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so do you know what? I'm quite emotional today.
What's going on? What's happening with the emotions?
Just time of the month.
Good
This
times.
whole dating lifestyle thing
Have
that
you
I'm
been
trying to
eating
do.
chocolate?
No, but I've got a donut in my bag waiting
Why are
for
you
me.
not eating your donut?
Because I can't eat it right now. Can't eat that donut.
She's like, why are you taking my donut? Like, I eat what I
But
really.
so a little bit emotional.
Mm.
So it'll be interesting what we're talking about today. What's going to set me off?
Great. So
Is there anything we should avoid? I don't think I'm walking into this and like making you start barling.
You know what? When I know my friends are having their time of the month, I don't like stepping on eggshells.
Yeah, because I remember when I messaged you about last month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Do you message Harwood every time you like? It's that time of the month. Do you message
Like, you know what? I don't know what happened, but my radar was just, oh, is Sim okay?
And
I
he
messaged.
checked in on me, yeah.
That's nice.
And basically, I was really emotional last month, and one of my male friends told me like, "Don't blame it on your period." I was like, "How dare you say that?"
Oh yeah.
That's just rude. Guys don't do that.
Guys, don't do that.
That's
Please don't
rude.
do that.
It's what would you put that down to? What is that? Youth?
Mansplaining.
Oh, it's just,
You
I
said
don't know what
that.
that
You
is.
said
Word.
not emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
probably the
I
best.
think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Best way to say it.
That's wild. So Lawrence, what's the topic today? Because you're the one that brought it to the table when it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Caused a bit of stir in the group, but all good.
What constitutes cheating? Simone.
You cheat often. What constitutes cheating?
Did you just say you cheat often?
Oh, you don't know Simone. Simone's a dark horse. Cheats on all of them. No, I'm joking. Look.
You lot are just
Okay.
guys. I'm single. Like I'm trying to get married here, trying to have babies. I'm 30 next month. I can't be like.
Listen. Don't put a time frame on it, man. It happened when it happened.
Yeah. I let no African aunties.
What
pressure you
constitutes
into
cheating,
getting
Simone? What constitutes cheating?
I'm trying to. Alright.
Have you been cheated on?
And it's different
Have
for
you
men
known?
and women.
Haven't been cheated on, but I've been played and made that there wasn't a certain situation happening, but it definitely was, and then I had to deal with getting the women DMing me and all that stuff.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say the moment you're lying to your partner, if you're speaking to another woman.
Just a lie.
When you say speaking, like, elaborate.
Look how men get logical.
Well,
like,
okay,
tell me the science
okay,
behind.
right. So in my mind, I used to think that your partner should be your soulmate and everything. But as time's gone on, I've been like, do you know what? We all have different people and lives for things. So for me, I guess sexual intercourse.
Is that the starting point?
Yeah.
So only the intercourse. So foreplay's not.
Okay.
Because I've had a guy tell me that he only put the tip in, so it weren't cheating.
See, and I heard that
Which
all
was 20% of it.
Yeah, and if you do cheat like in France, it's not really cheating. If you cheat abroad.
Well, listen,
Go on.
I downloaded the Tinder app the other day whilst in Amsterdam.
Okay.
I matched with someone, and I was like, but they look familiar. Went on Instagram. They're from London.
And you know his girl.
Did he have a partner?
I think he does.
So basically, if your partner was in Amsterdam recently, there's a high chance you made Shaki's phone.
But yeah, so then I deactivated. I was like, no, don't want this app. But yeah.
Don't.
So people, that whole location thing must be real then. Download the app, I'm going away. They'll never find out.
What do you think constitutes cheating, Darwin?
On a serious one, I think similar to what you said. The moment you start speaking to somebody you're attracted to, but you can't share what you've just done with your partner, you're cheating. Like it starts.
So like emotional. So like nothing physical has to happen.
It can just the thought.
Yeah.
Just the thought. Like in my younger days, in my scummy younger days, I was a
2 years ago.
serial cheater.
Last week.
But yeah, like cheating. We know when we're cheating.
But what was the motivation? Why were you cheating? What was happening? Why was you?
Want something new in it?
Really?
Yeah.
Just new.
After a while, eating Kellogg's every morning, you just want a bit of Weetabix.
Kellogg's have all the food.
Sometimes you want some Cheerios, you know.
What does that mean?
Kellogg's has got its own range, but sometimes you want Weetabix. Sometimes you want Nestle.
But where does that come from? Why though? That's just such a random thing to say. You just want something different.
Never gonna
So are you not committing? Is that what you're saying? Because you have a second child now. You're in the game again.
Yeah. Not as in have a relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still single.
So would you date right now?
No.
Why?
Because how am I going to tell a woman that I've got a child and I'm trying to explain the situation I'm in? Like,
You're going to have to do it at some point, though.
Nah. And you know what's funny? The worst thing is, not the worst thing, the best thing about having another child, I feel like my sexual drive's gone.
Wow.
Like I've just not...
We'll come back, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm actually praying it doesn't though.
Hmm?
I'm actually praying it doesn't. But it's been a few months where I've had no sexual urges. I've been seeing big bums. My DMs, for some reason, because of BBC, women are hollering, and I know what the holler's like. Oh, hey,
People sliding in your DMs.
Yeah, like, but it's
What is that
on a
like?
professional.
They know you're single because no one's coming in my DM.
Yeah, my DMs
How
are
you
crickets.
doing?
Tell me your DMs.
But no, it's not direct though.
Oh.
Like, I want the rock star direct, like
You want the
throw the panties. But
Yeah.
no,
You can
they're
have me
coming
right
on
now.
like,
I'm in
hey,
town.
yes, I heard you on the podcast. You're doing really well.
Yeah.
love that tone of voice.
Yeah.
What female does that represent in your mind? That voice.
Naughty girls.
I don't know why I asked. I don't know why I asked.
Naughty girls. I like naughty girls. Don't we all like naughty girls? We all like naughty girls, right? No? Why are you not smiling at me? Is it because you're married? You can say you like naughty girls, you just don't have to do nothing about it, because that will constitute
I just like my
cheating.
wife. I don't know what's going on.
Good brother.
And hopefully your wives are naughty girls.
I defer to response to that. Lawrence?
you always throw me under the bus. I'm not.
Why? I don't know the bus. Alright, that's the question. Have you had...
You do always throw me under the
It's a
bus.
deflection. It's a deflection.
And you know
It's a
what?
deflection.
And you know what's really funny? When Mum does that, I always get messages. Oh, you're so honest. We're like, I was like, I've got no choice. I get thrown under the bus. I have to be. But as we said, going back to the initial first podcast, my wife knows about my history, so but I still feel like, why are you guys looking at me? What about you, Marv?
I don't know anything. It's the thing is, I actually have a question. This is not, I'm not deflecting for real though. Have you had any feedback or conversations with your wife after the podcast? Anything that you said was make her say anything?
No, because obviously she knew, and we discussed before I went on, because when we did the first ones, she wasn't happy about a couple of things when we did before we went on BBC.
Yeah.
She's like, I was a bit uncomfortable, but because she gave me authority to say,
Yeah.
So when we went on, so every time I speak, I'm like, I've got it in the back of my head. She's like, just represent me.
Yeah.
So
That's right. That's fair.
So like, no, she's really enjoyed them. The Jamila one particularly.
Yeah. That was definitely a strong song.
And she,
What about you, Marv?
What's the question?
your wife?
Yeah.
Talk about your past.
No, because the only thing she said, which is a podcast I did ages ago, which was about her consultative parenting. But she misunderstood what I said. I was saying it's better than my parenting, which is like, Blake, get upstairs right now. She's more like, Blake, tell me what's wrong. And she thought I was mocking her, but I wasn't. So that's the only thing. I like her parenting.
And so, alright, what's the main question, like, what constitutes cheating in your book?
Yeah.
Do you know why I thought about it as well? Because someone put in the WhatsApp group today, that guy massaging.
Oh,
women.
that's dangerous.
So
And I thought, if I'm touching a woman like that, and he didn't even do it, to me, that's cheating.
Listen,
Wait,
you know
wait.
what? There's two forms of foreplay
Hold on.
I realised growing up. Do you want to spell it out? Sorry.
No, I just want to clarify what the video was.
Yeah.
So there's a video of a guy, I think his name's Tony Touch or something.
Yeah.
He's basically playing...
Trey Touch.
I'm glad you read it properly. So...
if your girl's following him,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, basically what he was
definitely.
doing was providing sensual massages to R&B music of the
Sensual
90s.
being the word, man.
But
But the woman's naked.
Yeah.
the woman was naked.
Yeah.
And he did look strong enough to really massage correctly. So it did look a little bit...
But there was the
inappropriate.
one shot where she's facing him and he's massaging her.
her back.
But
Yeah.
she's naked.
Yeah.
And I was like, that...
Because when I saw it at first, I thought, that's his partner. Then when I'm looking at the...
realised
I
it's not
was
his
like,
partner.
nah, if my
Listen,
wife
listen.
went...
For all the young men out there and whatnot, play fighting. If a woman starts play fighting with you, it's time.
Time for what?
It's time.
Yeah.
You can put on some R&B tunes.
Really?
If a woman starts play fighting you,
Yeah.
put on
Simone,
some R&B tunes.
do you play fight? Simone's like, yeah.
If a woman asks you for a massage,
Do you know? Okay,
That was the loudest silence ever.
that means the door, she's unlocked the door. It doesn't mean you're allowed to open it, but a sensual massage with R&B music.
Look, it was...
So I love massages.
So I asked for them innocently.
you need to see this
Ask for them
guy.
innocently.
Marvin!
No, because I actually went and learned. I went to a night class to learn how to massage and all the spots and everything when I was about 23. Because I was like, hey, these women, and if you take your time, like guys that
if you
just
take your
do
time.
the 15-minute massage, listen, if you're playing R&B, at least 25 tunes on one area of the body.
Do you know
must
what? I
go
got so
past.
my wife won't mind me sharing because it puts me in a bad light. So I used to give my wife massages and she's called me clumsy hands. So I was clumsy because to me I'm just like... We went to Bali and I went on the massage course.
There you go.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer.
So you know about the neck now, the
about
behind the
everything,
ears, the
And then
foot,
just below, like
below the back. When women are having periods,
yeah.
the dips there.
Yeah,
massage
just
that.
massage.
Yeah, I know.
You're right, that's good.
This is the most animated I've seen.
No, because it generally just makes me feel comfortable. So I think it actually does set the tone. And
Like if you're good enough, you could just massage a woman's hands.
But the point is getting all the
you have to know the touch, and I'll know how you can touch if you use your hand.
And then if you add the aromas into the proceedings.
Wow.
See, that's the thing. I'll never massage any woman other than my wife.
There you go, because that is I don't care. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Not cheating.
That's
Just gonna
cheating.
go somewhere.
Unless she's a family member.
Exactly.
Unless it's a family member, it's cheating.
Yeah, I'll never massage any woman other than my wife.
Because
No
as
way.
soon as you put a woman in that place, you're also in that space as well.
Yeah.
And especially as my hands are no longer clumsy.
There you go.
I know the damage.
High five me. They're weapons. They are weapons.
I would never.
They're weapons.
You know what?
They're
You know, like you
weapons.
when you put yourself in situations
Yeah.
when you know, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I will never. As long as it's on my back,
Wow.
yeah. Sorry. Nah, I won't do it.
You two are dangerous, man.
I wouldn't do it.
This is why you guys actually say more in the podcast. I don't have this level of intel. I don't know these things.
Marvin.
I don't know.
Wow.
I've never heard of half the stuff you just
You
said.
know,
I'm not going to read the
I
book.
call Marvin the Black Malteser with a beard. He's the pretty boy out of the three.
How?
Lawrence is the dangerous one with the women, but
No,
you're
no,
the pretty
no.
boy out of the three.
First and foremost, I don't have nothing in my DMs.
You're tall, you're
No, no,
dark
no.
skinned. That's it.
But Darwin-
You are a mandingo. That's simple and plain, my friend.
Darwin.
Stop pretending like you're
Darwin,
not out here
we
in
did
these
this
streets.
already, okay?
Oh,
you
if
have
you
stuff
wanna
in your
cut this
DMs.
out- Huh?
You have stuff in your DMs.
That's because I said on the podcast
And
I'm not
Lawrence
married.
is professional at this.
Yeah.
So I'm just a guy here trying to understand how to
Mr.
do this
Sunday
better
Show.
for my wife.
This guy's got history.
Yeah.
No.
So what constitutes cheating in your game, Mark?
Yeah,
I think
yes,
it's
Marvin. What the?
Oh yeah, right. So yeah, I think it's anything outside of your agreement.
Hey, boss.
Because I think you make an agreement.
Boss. You see, we think we're on levels, innit? Did you see what he just struck there? Did you see what he just struck there? He tried to sneak in. We think we're at levels, we're not. This is what I'm saying about this Mandingo bullshit that he keeps trying to do. He's intelligent with it as well. You're dangerous. You're even worse than two of us combined.
No. But I do think it's anything. I'm not.
You said, as soon as you said that, Simone crossed her legs, I crossed my legs.
You did set the tone of it though. You were like, agree. When I heard the agreement, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So let's
because
talk agreements.
Well, I think you make an agreement in the beginning and it gets updated at several points.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's if you move outside of that agreement, I think that's cheating. But it depends what the agreement is. Some people have very traditional relationships.
Yeah.
And they have things like there was one guy in the group really early on who was talking about if my wife wants to go to the prayer group, she can go, but she can't go after 8 o'clock.
Because pastors are dangerous.
They are.
Listen.
but
My
I'm
name's
not
Black
saying
Jesus.
that.
I understand what the pastor game is.
Your disciples
Your,
are not
your
following.
woman is telling the pastor all her woes and problems. He's listening. Do you understand that listening is one of the greatest aphrodisiacs known on this planet?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
If
then they
you
go back.
pretend to, all you need to do is pretend to listen,
Yeah.
so you can work out which angle to use for leg division. You hear them bars?
Oh no! Why am I sitting
I'm
next to
telling
him?
you right now.
Why am I sitting
Am I
next to
lying?
you?
Am I lying?
Why?
Am I lying? Am I lying? If a man, you start speaking to a guy and he's really great in conversation, what's the first thing you start thinking? Like, maybe this might be a husband. He listens to my... Because most men don't listen.
Can you not stop making me emotional?
I'm sorry, Sim. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
What was you gonna say, Sim? What was happening just then? What didn't you like?
just.
Is this a bit overwhelming? So,
Just. What's the point?
What does that mean?
what's the point of what?
Like, just the whole cheating. So I'm like dating at the moment and stuff. So sometimes I'm just like, oh, do you know what? Just stay single.
Why?
There's agreements and it's just all.
But agreement is important though. But that's a mutual thing that you do when you actually are going somewhere. That's the part of the dating process. You got to figure out who that person is. If you don't have someone that's introspective and they don't know who they are, there's a high chance that what they're going to end up doing is masking that version of themselves, presenting a really clean version. Then halfway through they'll just present this, and you'll be like, "Who the hell is this guy? I don't know who this is." And then you're going to collapse anyway. So it's better off just at the beginning saying, "Look, here's my boundaries. These are the things that I want to try that I've never tried. These are the things that I've always, who I really am.
Yeah.
These are the things that I find difficult," and just lay it on the line. And people will accept that because we're all trying to figure it out. But at the same time, if you don't have that agreement and you go in saying that you're like the cleanest guy on earth and I'm, religious and God is going to guide me through this process and and you get down to it, it's like 2 years in, you spend, a week away from work and you're on Tinder. Like that defeats the whole object of what you're doing. So you've got to have that conversation. And once it's been agreed, then you can act freely and actually be able to talk about it mutually between you, which then becomes a stronger bond.
You know what? Like, you see it in films and that, but when people first meet each other, they never show you their bunions. Like, they always show you their nice manicured toe. But show me the bunions first. let me know what I'm signing up for
Yeah.
before we get into something real serious.
Yeah.
And it depends what you want in a relationship as well. Because like you said about kids earlier,
Yeah.
like people want different things
Yeah.
at different stages.
Yeah.
Like, so in my 20s, 30s, I did not want kids and I didn't want to be married.
Mm.
It's simple.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I wanted those things. So, like, you got to find a guy who wants the same thing as you.
Yeah.
It's alignment, but also it's like if you think about the barrier to finding someone to even figure out whether they're right or not, it's a long journey of figuring out.
I feel like I'm in a little therapy session with you.
Well, no, collectively, your big brothers are talking to you, you know. But like I think you have to figure out what who both of you are, and if somebody isn't living in their truth right now, you have to discard them straight away.
Yeah.
Because they'll just be full of shit at some point. So you have to find someone that's in the middle of their truth, which
Yeah.
is a very small portion of the population.
Yeah.
Usually people that are slightly more down the line than the younger ones. And then you need someone who's like lived enough and done enough versions of themselves
Yeah.
wrong
Yeah.
to even be able to say, oh, actually,
Yeah.
I tried this and it didn't work. Why did your last 3, 4, 5 relationships not work?
Do you
And
think
it
it's
can't be
always important
projected.
to have those conversations? Why didn't your
Yeah,
last
that's the-
relationships
yeah.
work? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly where you
I
should
don't-
live.
And when you ask that question, if
Yeah.
someone always comes off as the victim, something's wrong.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Like I think when women come off as the victims more, it's more believable because a lot of men are scumbags.
But then it's
But
not, it's not right though.
I take responsibility
right.
though in terms of the men that I've dated. I can see my pattern. So I do put my hands up to certain
What is your
things.
pattern?
Oh, listen.
You said it.
What is my pattern?
Yeah.
So I used to date men with kids because I
Why?
had fear. So partly because I thought I didn't want kids. Partly because I wanted to see what they were like as a father. And it was a safety thing for me. I was like,
Rational.
okay, actually, you're a good dad. I could potentially see it. And at the time, yeah, I thought I didn't want kids. But now I do want kids. So now I'm not
Looking at
open
it
to
differently.
dating. Yeah, looking at it differently. But
So
I
you're
also
not open to dating fathers now.
no.
The guy was like, might as well go.
No, you know what it is? It's when I
that's
hear, because when you were speaking about soulmates earlier on,
Yeah.
and that, like, and if it's a soulmate, they may have had a past anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the child may have come out of that,
That's
and
true.
you may be blocking off yourself. Like even guys that say they don't want women with kid, but like if
Yeah.
a woman's
I won't
got
say
a child,
no. Like
Yeah.
if it's like if I'm feeling it, then good. Like it's all good. But I guess why did I keep on attracting those men that had kids? So I think I can see my pattern now, and I'm not attracting men with kids. So I'm obviously
were they
shifting and
problematic? These men with kids,
changing. One of them was.
and the rest of them.
No, they were cool. They were good. Yeah, they were all good. And I also don't fear cheating though. Like I have friends that really like won't let their guys go on holidays.
Hey.
Wow.
And even like my male friends, like my brothers are like married with amazing partners. They've been in Las Vegas for a bachelor party, and my boy was like, "Nah," like even like my sister-in-law like is pregnant and everything. They were like, and he's gonna. It's like yeah, like they have
But that's about
a healthy
security,
relationship.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So I in terms of like, I don't fear being cheated on. If it happens, it happens. But I also think I'm the type of person that I would look at myself and I'd have the conversation with him like, where was I?
Yeah.
What was I not doing possibly in that relationship?
Yeah.
So a man
That-
goes and sticks his dick in another woman, and you
And then-
blaming yourself.
No, not blaming myself.
Oh,
But not blaming myself.
but that's what it sounds like. Think about it. What you're
Okay,
saying.
okay, think about it.
No, I'm just asking. It's actually
No,
a question.
I wouldn't be like. Oh,
'Cause
it was because of me why he
if my woman cheats and starts saying, "Well, you wasn't paying me attention,"
yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, you are foolish. You are foolish."
No, but there's a
That's
truth
why
in
you
it, though.
cheat.
But
You
no,
did-
everyone has their inner
come
child.
and talk to me, innit? Like if
No,
we're
but
in a
that's
committed something,
like-
come and talk to me.
Yeah, but in relationships, who hears their partner though? Like first time, who hears them in those warnings? Until something actually happens to disrupt your home, people don't hear each other in relationships. It's everybody's blind spot. When you're in a relationship, it's like the amount of times I've done stuff with Nina, I'm just like, I wasn't even conscious of me doing it because I think I'm like done in the dance, and she's like, yeah, but you haven't done this in ages, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry. So like, actually, I sat down with he was like a life coach, and he basically wanted some help from me from something else. And I think what he did is he basically tried to give me a mini life coach session in exchange for asking me for help with his business. And so like he was like extracting information, like tell me more about he was doing all of that.
Yeah.
So I fed him something, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Like and he was like, when was the last time you bought? He said, what's your wife's favorite flower? And I said, orchids. And he goes, when's the last time you got her orchids? And I was like, it's been a while actually. That's quite bad. That's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's like I never consciously thought about it. I just thought I was doing other stuff. But that's something she loves orchids. And every time I get them, she's like, oh, thank you. She says thank you like 3-4 times. It's an easy win. But in a relationship, there's so many stuff happening. So
but also,
I don't think people get a
you
chance
guys
to
have
say
children.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I know that like one of my friends, like I don't have children, but one of my friends, she felt she was being left out. Like when she had a daughter, she felt her partner just became all about the daughter. And she felt like, oh, like what about me?
Yeah.
So I've seen that in some of my like friendships and stuff where they.
So
It's a balance, man. It's pretty difficult. You
Yeah.
balance. Everyone needs you for different things.
And as a woman, you have to be the wife, the mum. You got to be sexy. You got to get that figure back and all that stuff for you guys.
I tell you guys, I'm not a...
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was something with a little bit of spice. I'm
You
okay
guys.
with everything that my wife has. I enjoy it all.
To be honest, as an older man, like
Yeah.
a woman that's had a child, their bodies, they're womanly. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
there you go.
very
it's,
attractive.
No.
It's
It's
very
very
attractive. Yeah,
It
to the
is,
point that it's super put me off young women.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I see a young woman, she could have all the stacks and look like a video vixen, and I'm like, eh.
But you know, something about the birth though, because I've been at the 2 births of my kids, and seeing your wife or your partner is something completely different. When you see them like that, it's the next level of sort of like love and appreciation, because you've seen like everything. So, you know, it's not just about seeing them in the finest, it's about
love
everything. Yeah.
So I've got some stats. I'm going to share them real quick. I know. And so...
Did the stats say black men don't cheat?
At the end, that's the last one.
Oh, sorry.
And black dads definitely don't cheat.
Black dads definitely don't.
1000%. So 1 in 5 adults say they've had affairs. So that's 20% of the adult population.
Wow.
It's quite high. 33% of adults have thought about it, but not done anything.
Does that constitute cheating?
Yeah, the thought. A little bit, yeah, it does. Women have affairs with friends and work colleagues most often.
Yes.
It's typical. Men have affairs with work, friends, and then strangers equally.
Strange?
Equally.
I get
Strangers.
Strangers?
Yeah.
That's strange. What do you mean?
How many?
Look at it. Well, out on the street. What, just like,
Do you know what? Because like,
just like chatting up girls on the street.
Weren't one of the things when you was younger, like to link a chick and beat the same day? Sorry for the crude language.
I don't. What's beat me? I don't understand.
Oh, Marvin, that's fair.
Guys want to throw me under the bus? Like you all know.
I'm not throwing under the bus.
Link and beat. I don't. What does that mean? How does that work?
How old were you? Wait. How old is it?
Listen. Even man in their 30s was still proud of those types of moments where they didn't have to work hard to get a girl into bed. Look at the nods.
Look at
Do you know what? Because I'm contextualising it in the sense that, you know, I went to uni, so like I developed late with regards to having relationships. So at uni, it's easy to meet girls and do your thing. But when you talk about, but they're not strangers because.
But they are. If you don't know,
I've seen them around. No, but
You don't know them, bro.
They're not strangers.
It's going to clubs, bars, going out on the street,
Look,
picking
the
someone
app
up.
Tinder, for instance, you can be out there and you sort of match. Oh, they're like 3 kilometers away. Okay, let's link. Where are you? Let's go for a drink.
So that's a part
Stranger.
of it. Women are more likely to cheat on with their ex-partner than men are. That's one of their loopholes.
Yeah.
I still got feelings for him.
But-
I am not over him.
Yeah, I know.
I was using you.
That sounded a bit like trauma. You're replaying. You're replaying.
Something happened there.
Yeah. She left.
That was
This one's quite interesting. Men are most likely to cheat on their partners with the same sex than women are.
I heard that. Because you know when you read the very first one,
Yeah.
that people cheat 20%, I was like, yeah, that's same sex as well.
Yeah. That's quite high. So men are more likely. Women have affairs because they were flattered or emotionally depraved.
Yeah.
Men cheat deprived. Sorry, not depraved. My own writing. Men cheat for flattery and dissatisfaction with sex life. That's their 2 biggest motivators.
Not insecurities.
No. And then I have one more set of stats which is quite interesting. So what constitutes cheating?
Yeah.
There's a poll of 1,600 people and 92% said sex constitute it. 84% said oral. 82% said...
Oral's cheating.
Yeah, but 16% don't think it's cheating.
How many?
So 84% think oral is cheating.
Oral.
So they listen everything that could be cheating.
Yeah.
And how many people said that this is cheating?
Okay.
And then
I thought it was to make your beard grow, but
does that too. So 2 for 1.
so I think I might be in the 16%.
So 82%. 82%
Why is he
said
sitting next to me?
you two sat next to each other. You two sat next to each other. You're like glue. You did this in the last podcast. So I'll leave you guys to it. 82% say sex workers, so hiring a sex worker is cheating, but 18% say it's not.
Yeah, 100%.
75% say romantic kissing.
People said hiring a sex worker is not cheating.
There was 18% of people thought that it's not cheating.
Nice.
Hey, these people are lying.
Professional and it's clean, and
On
therefore
Judgment Day, that's going to tip the balance. so you said it weren't cheating?
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
was a good... Hell. Go on.
73% said webcam is cheating.
Yeah.
That's definitely cheating.
Yeah.
67% said sexting is cheating. Sexting. And then 44% said emotional bond with somebody else is cheating.
Yes.
Emotional
What was the
bonding.
percentage on that?
44%, that's still quite low though.
That's very
That is
low.
low. Sorry, that would be...
That's the worst
Emotional
kind of
connection
cheating.
with somebody
Have an
else.
emotional connection with someone.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of cheating.
Yeah,
Because
that
if
is
it's
worse.
sex, it's like, oh, sex, what
That's
led you
obvious.
down there?
Yeah.
But like...
I'm an
if-
emotional person, so I know.
That's
if I
how
make a
girls
connection,
end up
yeah.
cheating on their
With their exes. Because once they're
It's the
emotionally
emotional
involved,
one,
the
yeah.
physical
Yeah.
part is easy to do.
Yeah.
Do girls need sex
Do
to
they
get
need it?
love, and boys use sex use love to get sex?
Say that again?
What?
Do girls
Do girls?
Women.
use sex? Sorry, do boys use sex?
To,
So
no, the other way
I
around.
made
Love.
sense in my head.
Yeah, that's...
Do women need sex? Simone?
Yes, we do.
Fantastic. Do men need sex? Lawrence?
Yes. Hell yes.
We need it more though.
But I'm on this whole thing where I really want a man
Someone
to
kissed
touch.
their teeth in the rafters.
Go-
Say
I want
about-
I want a man
if you're sex.
to touch me with my mind. I don't want them to touch me physically. I need the man to get...
You know how they draw you in?
Oh,
They listen.
See?
I don't know what's going
So
on
that's the whole
though.
thing I'm
You got to explain
I'm
it to
working
me.
on now.
What's going on?
So like, I don't want no physical touch. Like, get me with my, like, touch me.
But you need a combination.
Yeah, I know. But at this moment in time, I'm just like, no.
Have you been burnt or something recently?
No, I'm just like, so I'm
Well,
just
you know
like,
what you want.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I want.
Different outcomes.
Yeah.
What do you? What,
So
what-
I always put my eggs into one basket.
Hmm.
So I'm not doing that at the moment. So I'm now just open to dating different guys,
Yeah.
but not being intimate, and seeing what I like and what I don't like, and be like, okay, do you know what? You're not for me, and that's how I'm trying to manage, I guess, my emotions.
Hmm.
I'm putting all my eggs into one basket.
Because I think when you're younger, when
Yeah.
I was younger, you base more of the relationship or the emphasis was on sex. But I think as you
Yeah.
get older, and I'm only speaking for myself,
yeah.
it's about those things. It's like massages,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like dinners, holidays,
Yeah. Mindfulness.
cinema.
Yeah.
Was this gradual with you?
Yeah, I didn't just.
Today I realised that I can't do pillow talk with you. I don't want you. Like that was the.
Oh, pillow talk.
No, you
Yeah,
still
like if I can't
then you
talk to you afterwards, it's long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should want that pillow time.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Yeah.
is that the prerequisite then, that you don't have intimacy with anyone you don't want to talk to afterwards?
Yeah.
Is that the new line?
For me, it's been in line for years.
We don't have lines.
Do you communicate, do you
We take what we're
communicate that?
given.
No, you don't say it in the beginning. Like if I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like
Stutter,
stupid
stutter.
women.
Okay.
Like I've never been like I like.
What do you mean by
strong,
stupid women? What?
Intelligent women. So
Like
if I
naive.
can't-
What do you
They're
mean,
like,
like, yeah.
Yeah, I
Define
don't-
stupid.
like the
But I
most
thought you-
beautiful looking woman
Yeah.
in the world, if I think she's not got a clue, like I just leave it. It's a big turn off,
Okay.
like a massive turn.
So youthful bodies and just inexperience and a lack of conversation are
That's
not.
terrible.
Conversation is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that I think that's how I think you end up in a space where you want to consider cheating if somebody's listening to you, even as a man, and taking in your interests and like really attentive. You're like, right, I don't get this at home. It's been a while, cousin. And you start losing your like spatial awareness, and you're like, I just want to be around someone that's listening. Then you start
Yeah.
to.
I'm sure there's a barrier in your head though. There's that, hey, if I
But yeah,
walk
you
through
know.
that door,
Yeah, but like if you
that's
think about your inner
dangerous.
child, it's like you're not gonna turn down attention if you weren't getting attention at home.
Very true.
You're just gonna want
If you just
that.
like attention.
Yeah, you're just gonna want to get it.
Yeah.
Like we had a whole podcast with Russell where I was basically soaking because I was trying to change my relationship with like attention and plaudits from my wife because it means too much. It can motivate me to walk through a wall, but then if I don't get it, it could also crush me because it's really nice to have someone who's like your biggest cheerleader. But when she was busy, she wasn't as able to give me the cheerleading. So I was like, no, this sucks. What's the
So
point
did
of
you
this?
go elsewhere to look for it?
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say.
that wasn't my problem. My problem was just like.
Did you go elsewhere to look for it?
Ask again.
Did you go outside to
Let me ask again because I can give a faster response. Ask again.
Did you go elsewhere to look for it?
So my thing is that I was just like, it was almost like a puppy syndrome. I was just there like, why are you not giving me the things that I want? I don't understand. And I was soaking rather than looking for anybody else because there's a richness and a value to who gives me that praise. So if somebody had connected with me and was like, I respected them, they meant a lot, and I found them really impressive, and then they gave me that praise, then that could have been a problem. But I have a switch. I just have a mode of distance.
Do you guys, because you're married, do you have raiders for divorce whisperers?
Listen, I cut off a load of female friends when I got married, or when I got with my now wife, and someone in the room's here. You're lucky you made the cut. Do you know what? So basically, Natalie's friends with my wife, and Tasha's with my wife, and I purposely. You remember? So there's one night, right? We all went out.
Qualifying process.
we all went out. Do you remember? We went to Cargo, and there was me, you, Tasha. There's a group of us, and it's the first time I was bringing my wife out to meet these lot. And he's all ran up to me like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I was like, "Yeah, hold it down, hold it down."
You weren't bringing her to meet us.
Wasn't I?
No, we happened to be there for Questlove.
Yeah.
No.
We happened to be there for Questlove.
Yeah.
And then we saw you, but we didn't see Natalie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we ran up to him and we were like, hug. And then we were like, and then you were like, you just like shook. Absolutely shook.
Yeah.
And then you were like, this is Natalie. And we were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I purposely did that. So like, so these guys are friends now, and I've got a core group of friends who I had before Natalie, but there's about.
I just realised your wife is Natalie, so I was looking at like, what?
There's about 4 or 5 who had to go because I know myself. It would have been too dangerous.
So did you have? So
I cut
did you make that decision, or was
I
you
had
your
to.
partner?
No.
You just knew that
she just knew a whole heap of girls got cut off.
Okay.
But she didn't know why.
And there was no details as to.
And there's no details. It's like she knew that it's like Men in Black, like shh, like that.
Is that how you did it? Like, okay.
Yeah, because like I explained, like I said, there's certain female friends like Natalie who I still want in my life. Who've been very, but there's certain I know that it's not. It's just not a good thing to keep them around. So I had to. That's because I know me.
And did you have that discussion with your wife? Like, there's these females that are in my life, or you just...
She just knew there was she just knew that there was
random people that weren't getting introduced fully.
Who seen them out once and
like,
she spoke to him, was like, I didn't see that person. Yeah, don't worry about them.
What about you, Marv?
What's the question? What's the question?
Your radar for divorce whisperers.
Well, how do I? What?
Yeah, have you got one?
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, there's a weird thing of like the people that if women that are of high quality and high level, there's a part of me that wants to connect with them.
Yeah.
Because like when we're like building a community, you like I want to access your energy to facilitate things. So like when we sat down with Jamelia, I've been speaking to her pretty much all the time since. And it's like I someone like that I don't want to lose under the premise that we're married, and so but at the same time
she's married as well. But you like
no,
that's
but
safe because you know she's
in 2019. That's not a code of anything.
So?
Who?
Married couples.
Yeah, they do.
Like wife meets husband from.
But I think, like, she's got integrity. You know she's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
No, but it's more just like what she means. Like she may not even be a party to it. That's the whole point about divorce whisperers.
Yeah.
They don't even know that they're doing it. It's just me sitting there at home like, oh,
Yeah, that's what the whispering.
If like,
start whispering to ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have an approach to divorce whisperers. We try not to unnecessarily include them in things unless they are actually very good at something and they deserve to be there. But the floaty ones that you see on the internet, on Instagram, I unfollowed everybody that gets naked on Instagram. I just delete them all.
Smart.
Really?
Yeah.
I've stopped liking women's pictures if they're unclothed or thing, if they're just doing something that's a bit sexual, like, yeah,
It's just a mental thing. It's kind of like, you know what it is that you're so wound up sexually from seeing so much of this, and it happens so often that you just like, is that it just desensitizes you from actual real intimacy. So I don't watch porn anymore. Like all that stuff is just gone. It's just like you have a better focus when you're not having elements of you like tickled by things that you see online or by porn. So now I just see my wife, and that's where all my energy in that space goes, and I just find it healthier for me.
And what about you said about being intimate earlier? Because sometimes I'm accused by my wife of not being intimate enough. Tips, guys.
yeah,
because
do you remember in early days of the group, like I can't remember who it was, but he said about like starting date night 2 week to the build up to having relations, like take a week out and start from very early. And I think it's little things like that. Like have an objective for Friday. And say, alright, cool. Monday I'm gonna do this. Tuesday I'm gonna do this. So she don't know where it's coming from, but she's loosening up every day. Because
Because basically what it was, there's a group of dads who were having trouble with their missus in terms of intimacy and breaking down the wall of being together probably for too long, and there's too much baggage to just make it spontaneous and fun. So it was like, you have to spend time, like, and we were doing it to each other. We were saying like, today make sure we communicate to our wives that we appreciate them. Make sure we're saying thank you. Make sure we're complimenting. Like, make sure we're seeing them. And then people will come back with their feedback and be like, oh, actually, I said this, and actually it changed. Right. We were having really good conversation. We spoke until 2 a.m. That's what I don't know if they say his name and grass him up. But that's what one guy was saying. It's like, we had a conversation to 2 a.m. and that hadn't happened in ages. And I was listening to how our day went. So holding to each other into account in that way is healthy. But I think in terms of yourself, I just think it has to be an always on approach. You just have to continually build it. The way someone said it to me is that men understand big gestures and women understand frequency. So if you're doing smaller things but frequently, it holds more esteem than just a big thing every now and again. So I try to make sure that I say thank you for the things that she does, even for herself or even that she does for us as a family. I just always say thank you. And it's completely shifted our relationship because it shows appreciation. Because the more things that I do, like if I'm always working and I've always got a headline to bring home, like today this is what happened and I've just done this. For her, it's almost like I'm diminishing the things that she's doing, which may not be a headline like that. But without her, my whole house doesn't run. She's going away this weekend as well, so I'm in damn trouble. I gotta run these two kids. I gotta look at them and think, right, what are we gonna do for 4 days on my own? I've said no grandparents. I'm mentally on for 4 days by myself, and she does that with that's not even a thing. If I say to her tomorrow I have to go to Singapore or something, she's just like, okay. There's no backlash, and it's like that level. I'm just like, all right, I need to be able to match you. So this weekend I'm going for it. 20 tips.
Be present.
Get a nanny.
No. Be present. I know your relationship with your phone.
Yeah.
Like literally,
I was about to say that the phone is the biggest distraction.
Either give yourself like 15 minutes, put it down, and give them 2 solid hours, and earn like the time on the phone. Because even with my little boy now, like I see the WhatsApp messages and I put it down. As soon as he's looking at me, like phone, I can't do both. It's not fair.
That's a really good idea.
And he's how many days old? So
picking it up by osmosis. All right, so we have a list of things that constitute cheating, and I want to try and create a list of 5 that are the worst offences of cheating. So if we end up triggering anybody, apologies. So the first one is cheating while you're on a break.
We were on a break.
From
Rachel,
Friends.
I know, I love Friends.
Absolutely. So try and make mental notes. Cheating when you're in an open relationship, which I think is that you still can cheat in an open relationship because it says you're open, but it doesn't mean a free-for-all. Yeah, I know. This is the list that I found.
Okay, alright.
Cheating under the influence.
Yeah, I don't like that excuse either.
Yeah.
It's a bit weak.
Yeah, it's a bit of a whack excuse.
If you're doing mutual masturbation, so you're not touching each other, but you're either doing it. I don't know.
Did you do this research?
No, I get this one.
You know what I get?
So you're not pushing each other. No, this is bad. That's bad. That's one of the worst ones.
Mutual.
That's the worst. One of the
Mutual
worst
masturbation.
cheatings. So a man's
You're masturbating, I'm masturbating
got
on the phone.
taking care of himself, and she's taking care of
or
herself.
on the phone, or online, on Skype, or whatever.
But just not together. Like, If I'm married,
If you see the
if I'm married
the
and my
woman's
wife
face,
needs to get off, call me wherever I am. I have to come and service you because that's what we signed up for.
Also, you have to be at like a serious level of comfort to be doing that with someone.
Yeah.
That's not just a.
I found you
It's
today.
very-
That's not a
yeah.
stranger. That's a
Not
stranger.
a stranger situation.
So when men do that with porn, that's bad. That's cheating.
That's what I think so. This is why I stopped doing it. And then doing it with a work wife or having a work wife. So not intimacy, but like, this is my wife at work. Like that statement. I know Lawrence does that because I know you definitely have some intellectual friends.
You know what?
When he's at the Guardian.
yeah. Like, oh, he's coming from the Guardian. He's like, yeah.
Do you know what?
Under the bus.
Do you know what? And that is the thing. It's like he's my work husband, but I wasn't aware of it at the time.
It's a thing though.
Yeah.
It's such a thing.
And I wasn't
play
aware
that,
of it. But do you know what? As you become more in tune, because you got to understand, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm not trying to get that
Yeah,
person.
no.
So I'm just like, yeah.
It's when-
and then it's like this. That was actually one of the ones we got to cut off. Actually,
Yeah.
it's like
It's when divorce whisperers become divorce witches.
Yeah.
It is.
Lord.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think you should be making a list of the ones that we make the most noise about because we're not recording any of this stuff. Okay, so we'll go back to the ones we just missed. But your best friend, that's pretty high though.
Yeah.
That's a violation of trust. Sleeping in the same bed of the opposite sex or just somebody even though you didn't do anything.
That's pretty bad. And it's hard to explain. Well, I just stayed in a bed with her, like
fell
nothing
asleep.
happened.
We were fully closed. Do you know what's really
fully-
funny?
oh.
So I actually did this.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you accepted.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Basically, I went to Glastonbury. and I thought-
Makes sense as well.
No. Listen, I got permission. So I was there, and actually, as a friend, a presenter friend that we will know, but I'll tell you off. So we basically were. I think it was Glastonbury, and we were. The festival had finished, and obviously with Glastonbury you can't get anywhere. So it's like we stayed in. I think she had a hotel booked as a part of the thing, and then I think I was trying to get home, but it was not going to be possible. And then I was with Twin, and Twin had a hotel room. No, he didn't have a hotel room.
Who was it, Marv? I don't know the PM.
You know what?
I'm trying
I'm trying my best to not give away, keep us the story, but there's no way to do it. The point is that I did it once, and I managed sleeping in the same bed as someone, and it was the most uncomfortable sleep in the world because I had so much clothes on, and you don't even turn. There's no rolling, there's no rotating, there was nothing. It was like night, and I just went straight to bed because I didn't want dialogue or anything. And so I did it once, but because I was stranded and there wasn't no like sofas or anything in the bed, it was that or nothing. So
See, my problem with sleeping with a woman in the bed is I might not want to cheat. And I don't want to blame my Willie for doing stupid things, but it makes some stupid decisions. Where it just gets hard for no reason. And
Why am I sitting next to him?
that's why I just like don't do it. If you don't want to be with someone, like just.
But
don't
it's funny
put
because
yourself in
they
weird
in the Queen said
situations.
that, but one of the guys in the group said that. I'm just naming names and shit.
Don't get married.
But for me, it's like it's really hard to charge people with
is
that
it?
type of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
it's not-
because it's like it's quite unfair. Like actually being married, how difficult it is anyway.
Yeah.
We
It
know
is.
it's difficult,
It
and I
is.
don't want to simplify and be like, you just don't do it, or you don't find yourself in those situations. Especially for people that are like doing things or around a lot of things. Life moves a lot faster, and you find yourself in completely different situations to a guy who's 9 to 5 at a desk and at home and has no remit to be anywhere
Yeah,
else. So it's not as straightforward as being like, don't ever cheat. Also, it just depends on your level of like life and trauma from before, because if you have a lack around attention and fulfillment, then you're 100% going to be moved into that, and there's nothing you can do about it consciously. So I'm not saying you're devoid of responsibility, but I am saying it's not as simple as being like, don't get married if you don't want to cheat, because that's just ignoring actual real life variables that are happening in your life. Anyway, let me just rattle through a few more. Sleeping in the same bed, so talking on social media, which I assume is inappropriate, talking on social media. Or just talking, DMing people, like, hey, what's going on? Love your art, which is basically a naked picture. Liking Instagram pics, which is definitely a violation, but it's not a high one. But liking people's pics that are like semi-naked, I think it's out of scope.
Do women know that they're first strapping when they post certain pictures?
I think they do, but they would in
is
this
it-
movement say that they're not.
Yeah.
So
No, that's why I'm actually asking.
So no, I posted a picture of myself, which showed my cleavage, right? But I don't usually do that anyway. And then I did think like I wanted to like take it off because I just thought I don't want people to see me as if I'm like trying to do it for men. But no, I I was wearing a really nice top and I wanted to post it. But sometimes...
When you say showing off cleavage, do you mean like your cleavage was...
Oh, no, sorry. But to me, that is showing cleavage. No,
right,
but
okay,
it was
cool.
just a
Because
top
this is
that-
the internet, and the internet just show boobs. So.
No, I wasn't showing my boobs. I was wearing like a... no. I've got brothers. I wasn't showing my boobies. Yeah. But for me, that was a lot. And I started thinking, oh my God, like, people were probably looking at it. Because my audience is mainly female.
Yeah.
And then I guess people tend to look, oh, who's she trying to do that for, guys, and stuff. And
One
no.
of my friends, she's super conscious.
Yeah.
And she just got a WhatsApp.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
And she, literally for how many years she's been avoiding it, and just got Instagram. And some guy sent a video of himself wanking in the shower. Because she put up a picture of thing, and so I had to explain to her what thirst trapping was.
Wow.
And she's like, so she just took down all her pictures.
Yeah, I'm definitely mindful, I guess, of what I post. And then also if a guy doesn't comment underneath my picture but sends it to me and comments in my DMs, now go.
He's got a wife.
Yeah, obviously.
You know the smart move I used to do?
Like, go
just so
on
I
my
didn't
profile.
sound as first as these other guys, but I'll just
comment
like,
under the picture.
no, I just first trapping.
So you just...
I will comment like, yeah, first trapping.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm seeing you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't want to join with you.
But I'm telling you,
I'm telling you, your first trapping.
Yeah. Wait, it worked. That was a ninja.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, ninja.
And also you got to remember with the likes, like your partners can see what you're liking, because obviously I don't look there because I don't want to see what people are liking.
Yeah.
But imagine just seeing your partner liking, okay, that's what you like. I don't look like that.
It's gonna cause
Yeah.
bare
Yeah.
insecurities in your wife.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's pretty bad. All right, could we just rattle through? Getting a dance at a rave or at a strip club.
A strip
wind
club,
down.
yeah. Strip club, but
A wind down in a rave.
In the rave.
Jamaican carnival.
In the rave.
like Bacchanal.
I'm a feta, so
Yeah.
Look at you. I said.
So I love dancing, but I don't like guys coming behind me. Like, I'll freeze. Like,
No, but Bacchanal
Yeah.
is different.
But like,
A fet is different.
fetting is.
but then if you're going to
explain
you've got to-
fetting,
yeah.
explain.
So fetting is like going to carnival.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
going to Trinidad
So-
carnival. So you're like basically around dancing.
Yeah.
Everyone dances with someone, you walk off.
Yeah.
Like that's. I guess it depends on you setting the parameters around what a fetting dancing
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
allowed to be done. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And
I've been in
fetting-
relationships and I've
Culture.
been fine with my partner like going to a strip club.
See, I know that. I
No,
know
I
that
don't
if
think
I was
it's-
married
I
to a
don't think
woman
it's strip
that
club.
like
I've
fet,
just never bothered
I'd be like, cool. For you to go and enjoy it, go and
Yeah.
do what you're doing. Just make sure when you separate, But dance.
Yeah,
Do you think
enjoy,
going to a strip
dance,
club's
let the body
cheating, though?
move.
I don't think it's cheating, but getting the lap, because I've seen some lap dances and that. Because me, I don't have to pay directly for sex, so I won't pay for a strip. I know I don't like. I like to do it indirectly with the phone call. I pay my phone bill if I take it to dinner. It needs to be indirectly.
You're hard-earned cash. You're not handing that
I
over.
can't do that because when I'm broke the next time I'll be like, hey, that money I spent £20 on that woman. It'll be no, I wouldn't spend that much. but a strip club, I've seen certain dances. I'm like, this is just sex. Like you just not. There's no penny, but this is sex. Like that's no.
I guess it depends on if someone's doing it in secret.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you
But they're
take your
nasty.
wife to the strip club,
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let me rattle through because we're almost there.
Sorry.
Sex workers.
definitely.
Yeah. Flirting with strangers.
Oh, flirting's healthy.
Well, Lawrence doesn't meet strangers, so that definitely can't be a big deal.
Big strangers. Stranger. I don't know you.
Stranger danger. You're more interested in your phone than your partner. It's considered cheating.
Is that cheating?
That's not. It depends what you're doing. It depends what you're liking on your phone.
It's light work.
Baby. It's work.
Complaining about your partners to others.
Yes,
I'm big
that's
on
a
this.
big one.
I'm big.
That's
I
a
don't
big
think
one.
she
That's
That's a
super
violation.
cheating.
Yeah.
100%. No, that's
It's
cheating.
not cheating.
It's a violation, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a violation.
undermining.
It's
Under the cheating jurisdiction.
No, it's
a
above.
violation.
No, it's above. Like that's one of the
It
worst things
annoys
you
me
can do
more.
to your partner.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
one of
do
the
that.
worst. Like as soon as a girl starts complaining about a man to me, I'm like, I'm gonna bang you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
What am I
Because they're doing.
No man here disagreed with what I just said, but that's how men think.
But you know what though? Yeah, because she's obviously doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
Why complain?
I love your face right now. It's like you just
think
discovered real truth. It's like
Hold on. So if
Yeah.
a woman complains to the other guy, like a guy about her guy, she clearly wants that.
Well,
no, it's not as direct as that.
no.
But if you're if you're moaning about your partner to another man, then I have no respect for that man at all. That's because then I just know he's two pence.
Yeah.
But a certain type of man will look at that and think, oh, the smash.
Yeah.
Because they know how to tap in it because she's complaining about.
Yeah, you're telling me all the things you don't like, so I'm going to create a mirror image of that.
Yeah.
No, he just listens.
Men are so shit.
They're not shit.
Sorry, sorry, men are, you're not.
They might
shit.
genuinely
Sorry.
like you. It could be a real thing.
Sorry.
And
my
then
friend.
dreaming about others, because dreaming is your subconscious.
Oh my god, sorry, I've had dreams.
Go on. And is that cheating?
Why did she look at me? Hey, high five me, please.
No cheese about dogs.
Don't.
Why am I sitting next to him? We do what we want.
We do what we want. Don't black dance. We do what we want.
Disclaimer with our wife's permission, of course.
God, who was your dream about? I don't know who was it really about Darwin, Simone?
We just projected that all onto it and made it a whole.
Was it about
Was
Darwin?
it bearded Darwood or shaved Darwood?
Oh my lord.
I didn't cheat.
Simone, deep breath.
Inhale, exhale.
No, but sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why am I? I've got brothers. No, like, I guess, like we have dreams, innit? And they might go back there, and then you wake up in the morning like, oh my god, am I meant to go back there? Then I don't.
If I was married and I
That's
dreamt
what
of
that shit
Solange, I'd be okay.
What?
If I was married and I dreamt of Solange, I'd be okay.
Yeah, you'd be okay. But how would your partner feel? Yeah, I bet you do.
That's all you dream about.
Yeah, no, it's just like.
You're obsessed.
Is this 90s Usher or herpes Usher? Which one?
Oh, come on!
I know, but I had to ask.
She said it, but we all funk it.
Yeah, it's like.
Do you know what the funny thing is, right? When that came out, I had people DMing me like, "Have you heard about your man Usher? He's got herpes." I was like, "Do you not actually think
It's
I
not
want
the
to sleep with
herpes,
the guy?"
it's the fact that he's going around giving it to people
Yeah.
and not because herpes is a
So do you
common-
100% think Usher's got herpes?
He's been taken to
Allegedly.
court. He's been taken to
He's been
court.
taken to
I know.
He's not
I just don't want to get
so I
sued.
think
We haven't got
the
big
case has got-
budgets, so allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've
And he
all...
gave a man.
Oh, this is a good one. Lying about finances.
Yeah.
Because this again goes under the doctrine of like deception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was
That's
that
the word we
story. Do
haven't
you
used,
remember we shared
deception.
that story? I think it might have been Alani or who said it, but like someone was saying that my boyfriend lied about his salary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yes.
we went to buy a house, and he told me he was on 32, but he really was on 21.
Oh, wow.
And I can't trust him, and I don't want to get this house with him, and I don't know what to do.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, that. To be fair, that's quite shallow because the other point she made was like, now I'm the breadwinner, and so that was a down for it. It's like that's all right if you're the breadwinner, but lying about 10k difference, and that 10k at that level is a big difference between being able to afford something and being comfortable and under pressure. So that lie is quite weird. But I think lying under finances is pretty high.
That's pretty,
And then the last one is prioritizing parents over partners.
yeah, that's bad.
Is that cheating though?
It's not cheating.
cheating,
It's not
but
cheating.
bad.
It's misconduct.
It's not cheating.
Yeah.
So alright, I'm gonna the ones that I think were the loudest were cheating, mutual masturbation,
Yes.
having a work wife,
Yeah.
your best friend,
Yeah.
Sex workers as well.
sex workers, strip clubs.
At the rave.
No.
At the wave.
You can take that one out.
Yeah,
Not strip
we'll
clubs. Complaining about your partners to others.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
Is that
big
cheating
one.
or again is that something
Well,
deception?
I think
Or
the
it
last
can lead
three
to
were
that, I guess.
deceptions.
It could potentially lead to that.
I think we can leave that ones out because I think complaining about your partner to others, lying about finances, and prioritizing parents over partners are like a different level of deception.
Yeah.
They're not cheating. What ones did we say?
And also whining at the rave.
Whining at the rave. Yeah, because I don't rate that, to be fair. That's
I
just...
love noise over.
There's something more visual about dancing than it is.
Yeah, like
it's actually worse than even knowing that your wife's cheated. It's like you're seeing an intimate connection. It's weird.
The way
Like it's almost like the idea of like seeing your missus have a quiet conversation where they're like giggling and laughing is worse than knowing that they're actually having sex. Because you can paint that picture like we're not good and she whatever. But when you're seeing that connection and you see her like laughing and that's worse.
Do you know what makes a difference though? Like the situation, like as bad as it sounds, I feel like a carnival, like whining at carnival, is like far more acceptable than you just like.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like carnival, it's like you're in that situation, like everyone's a bit merry, like.
What's the difference between that and like a rave? Because a rave you go to dance. If I was going to Soca versus Bashment rave.
Back in the day, I used to go Silks and Spice. Don't know if anyone remembers.
Are you old enough to do that?
Old enough to do that.
Yeah, I know.
I was in Silks and Spice. I was like one of my favourites. And like like the slow jam stuff come on, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't be just with anyone.
What?
You can't just be dancing with anyone when
that's
slow
what I
jams.
Yeah,
Like the
But
whining.
I think the
and...
difference between I think the difference is if you go and fetting with your partner or your husband or
Yeah,
your wife,
and everyone's whining.
and you're together, it's unlikely you're gonna go and
Yeah.
dance with.
I've
wine
seen man
up
and
with
his
someone else.
wife, and another guy comes along and they're sandwiching the wife.
Like some people.
Why do you look like a?
This guy.
Why do you look like a Nigerian village elder?
It was a proud
sandwich.
moment. It was a proud moment.
What
And
were
I
the ones
didn't
we
feel
had?
like I was committing adultery.
That's all of them.
What we said about to me, sir.
So masturbation, mutual masturbation together, whining at the rave, sex workers, and complaining to someone.
And actually sex as well. We should put that in there.
Oh yeah, and obviously actually.
You missed that one.
Yeah. And oral, we missed that as well.
Definitely.
So we have 6. So which one's the worst out of those?
They're all
Sex.
bad.
Is sex the worst? Because I find emotional worse.
Emotional. Sorry,
Yeah,
emotional.
Yeah. If I saw you having an intimate conversation where you're like we're like stroking his face or
You
something.
can't untangle that one.
Yeah, you can't. There's no way you could be like, well, basically what happened was like that is it's a genuine moment.
Yeah.
Like you could be in love. Like if someone told me they were like in love with someone else, like I haven't had sex with them, but I'm in love with someone else. That's way more heartbreaking than being like, oh yo, we just had sex. Like that's what we did. It's like you love her. Like that's deep.
That will hurt. Yeah.
So intimate moments is number 1. Sex is then number 2 because you can't. There's no. It's happened.
Yeah.
And then is there oral number 3? What was the other ones again?
Let's put
The
oral
sex
down
worker, I
further
thought
down.
that's shocking.
I don't know.
Sex worker is pretty. That's pretty filth.
How do you justify
Why
that?
don't you like
That's
that one?
pretty filth.
Then?
But aren't they like all on the same level? Like
Yeah, I think
sex
most-
worker,
That doesn't
sex,
equal
all,
just-
that's all on the
But
same
then I even put sex worker above sex because
Yeah,
sex
maybe.
worker is someone you've hired a professional to come in and do. Nah, that's wild. That's premeditated as well.
But, that could be
But at
more
least that's a
justified if you
business-
wanted to do, like,
At least
certain
that's-
acts.
It's a business transaction.
It's a
whereas
premeditated one
Sex is it's a premeditated business transaction
that you
still.
paid for as well.
Whereas the sex happening, if it's not with a stranger, it's probably a relationship that's been building. So
I think once you've done the emotional, they're all as bad as each other, aren't they? Because they will all become physical after the emotional.
Yep.
And then you hear like you see in the Deirdres like
The
some
Deirdres.
Oh, remember that?
You're hella old school, bro. I don't even read the paper
still
anymore.
going.
Is she really?
Yeah.
It's still going.
But
I don't- I
2019
think she
problems.
died and someone else took over, but they just
Oh my god.
you've been going for
I know.
years,
My whole adult
giving
life.
advice and like
And
nobody
she looked
know
old
about
in
her.
1980, whatever as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, does she have any kids? Is she in a happy marriage? She's just dishing all this advice. Like,
If anyone knows where Deirdre is, could you please tell us?
please,
Let us
please
know.
do.
So what do we spend on? Is it everything after?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So it's emotional, physical, then done.
Yeah.
That's deep. This has been a Dot by Dad podcast.
Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
Simone.
Thank you for
Joining
coming.
us.
We kind of I don't know if you felt free and safe in the space in the building today. Did you feel safe?
I felt safe. Yeah. Just
Okay,
having
cool.
a ching. I have 3 brothers, so
Cool. You're used
I've
to
seen
Darwood.
it. I've heard it. I've heard all the stories.
Used to me.
Yeah, I'm not going to put
But-
myself in there, am I?
So, can I just am I the wild
But do you
one
know?
of
Do
the
you know
group?
what the thing?
Yes!
Can I actually? I'm gonna
How?
be honest. Yeah. Darwood is the kind of guy that I would fall for as well. Stupidly. I'm gonna like. you know what I mean?
no, he's giving him a
I
compliment.
know. He's like
Like,
almost like a poo sandwich.
it's like,
Yeah.
he keeps it real, but like, and then I'm like, no, I'm like, this is homeboy. But then I'd actually be like, oh, why can't you just get your act together? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, why can't you just get your act together? Such
sandwich.
potential.
That is definitely the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can.
That's kind of nice compliment.
Yeah.
Like.